you let me know. I have the... So I actually play this deck, unlike the last deck, which we just decked. So we'll start from what I got, and then we'll move on to what I think is optimal. So this is Jund good stuff, and we'll start with the 4-drops. Chupaloop. Does that work right now? I don't know if that works. Let's see. Oh man, there's so many phoenixes. You guys know which one I'm talking about, though. You guys know. These are the best we can get here. Not sure if I'm on 4 Ripjaws or 3. Fresher than Jaden Smith. I know, man. And I just packed my 3rd one of these the other day. So, yes. Now this card we're going to talk about later. I'm not sure if this should be in the deck or not. This card should definitely be in the deck. I'm only playing 2. I could play 3. And I might play 3. Yeah. It's a little like that. One thing I really like about this deck is I get to play this card again. I haven't been playing this card for a while. It's not as good as some cards, but it's good. Like against Vamp and Merfolk, this is pretty good. This kills pretty much anything you need to kill. Of course, you're going to say Q-Mana, but that's fine. That's what you save your Chupacabras for. But it's good at pushing damage through. It's good at all that. We need fixing like absolutely nobody's business. We're in Jund, so at least we get 8 dual lands that are worth talking about. But pretty much this deck is just about fixing for those 4-drops. So the discussion what I'm just not sure of is whether just going with 4 Drovers is better than having 2 ranging Raptors. Mono 4-drop deck. Commander turn after 2 years. Maroon Devil is on a roll. Yeah. And this deck gets better, folks. If you thought we were done with the good stuff, you're wrong, because we are doing the great stuff. And that includes our friend Angrath. I must have won 3 or 4 games just today because of Angrath. And if you didn't think we could get a better Planeswalker, you were wrong. Slam. That's our top end. That's currently my top end. I think I need to consult the lists now. We need more removal. So, you know, I was looking at those 5-0 decks for standard on Moto, and it seemed like the creature-based decks were running about 14 removal spells. That's a lot, and it's a lot more than I was normally running, but this deck runs a lot of removal. Oh, you know what? I think I have a Carnage. Oh, I got my boy in here, of course. 1 Tets and 1 Carnage. Right now, I think I have one of these ladies. This is good for ramping and fixing. I wouldn't play any more than 2. I have 2, but I'm at 1 now. More removal. Looks like I'm at 2 Ripjaw Raptors right now. I don't think Ripjaw Raptor is better than Phoenix or Chupacabra, so if I'm cutting a 4-drop creature, it's definitely Ripjaw. The Brontodons. I think we're almost there. Oh, Huge isn't here, but this card's good. I have one Journey, and I'm playing it, and it fits well in this deck. I don't know how many I'd actually play. I've not ultimated Angrath. Normally because I use his -3 quite often. Like the -3 gets Kinjali Sunwing, which I've done, gets Ranging Raptor. There's a lot of good 3-drops you can steal and automatically sacrifice. I got a nice emote when I was playing someone with this deck, so that means something. I think that's it. How many? 36, yep. And 24 lands. And we should talk about the lands, because this is the entire problem with this deck. I'm already going to go off what I have, because it's just so bad if I show you what lands I'm playing. But for sure for Rootbound, and for sure for Dragon Skull Summit. You can't play Unclaimed Territory here. You gotta play Evolving Wilds. Oh, there's a little shout out. We've seen that one plenty. I think you even have to play some Foul Orchards. I don't know if you need to play 4, but I would play at least 2 or 3. No, most emotes have been friendly. As much as I think like chat would be volatile and terrible and emote spamming bad, most of them just say a friendly hello or a nice or thinking. Like I was actually able to joke with someone a tiny bit. It was easier because I was winning, but you know. And let's look at our color pie here. We really need green, because we need these Branch Walkers and Jade Light Rangers to find us more land. So we gotta lean heavy on the green. Maybe just 2 mountains. And how many lands are we at? 17. Go with like 3 swamps and 4 forests. $60. Yeah. I would think so, Maroon. I would think so. Though, it seems like win more. Like, if you can't win when you ultimate this guy, then I don't know. Like, I don't know why you would ever plus him once he got to 8. I guess if somehow he was attacked and he was at an odd loyalty and then he went to 9, then you could get it going. This deck is good, man. If you get the mana, I've been just crushing some people. Just crushing them. Angrath has won me so many games. I mean, Vraska's still great. Tetsamok can always win you a game. I'm a little worried about card draw in this deck, but at the same time, I haven't had too much of an issue. Like, pretty much all your threats are better than everyone else's threats. Right now I do. I don't have the mana. Like, I don't have this mana base, so there's some times where the deck goes off the rails. You just don't get it. You have, like, you get 3 forests. Well, that would actually be good. You get 3 swamps. You can't play your Branch Walker, you can't play your Jade Light Ranger, and you're just floundering. Which is why I think I like the Drovers more than the Ranging Raptors. If I had to really make this deck as good as I could... Alright, let's take a brief pause. This is pretty much what I got. Not including the land. I would love a specialized... This is not jank, man. This is good. This thing is straight good. Alright, now moving on to the ideal deck. I go with the full 4 Jade Light Rangers. 4 Phoenix. I'd cut the Ripjaw Raptors entirely. The problem with the Drovers is that they're normally 1/1s. Because you're just not playing that many dinos. But maybe the mana fixing is worth it. I don't know. I'm still kind of testing out that part of it. Because, you know, they both mana fix, but in completely different ways. So let's just say we do 4 Drovers. I do like what Storm does. I mean, like ideally Captain Lenery Storm would probably be a card you sideboard in when you're on the play. Because sometimes she can't attack, but that mana fixing that... Like, treasures are so good at mana fixing. Wow, are they good. Yes, I like Jade Light. I'm on the Jade Light train. Ranging Raptor is like Primal Druid a little bit, you know? It's like, you get a land, but only if they attack into it. The fact that you get a chance to draw 2 cards, I don't know. I really don't know. That's like a dilemma I'm having right now. But I would think easily for, like, if I was going to cut things, I would cut the Jade Light range. I mean, the Drovers for the Ranging Raptors. But then our 3 drops are getting kind of big. Oh, wait a second. I have 2 Moment of Cravings. I must have something wrong here. But anyway, Moment of Craving, you need 2. Maybe I could go full 4 Lightning Strikes, but Moment does things that Lightning Strike doesn't, and Lightning does things that Moment doesn't. I think I'd go 2 of each Planeswalker. Like, I seem to just draw Angrath whenever I need it, so right now I don't actually need it, but I think it's just because I'm getting lucky. I'd probably cut Carnage Tyrant for this. I really like what Tetsamok does still. Poisoner, I had that in there originally and I just didn't make the cut. It doesn't mana fix. And I think you need to be mana fixing with at least currently with what I got for sure. But even if I had 4 Rootbound Crags and 4 Dragon Skull Summits, Jade Light Ranger is Thrashing Bronzodon or double green. Turn 4 you need double black or double red. Like, the easiest thing to play are the Planeswalkers, because you don't need that much mana, but getting out playing smoothly on turn 3 and turn 4 is very difficult. And I don't really think you can cut any mana fixing for a kill spell. We play a lot of removal. Let's see, let's count it. 3 Lightning Strikes, 2 Mona Cravings, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus count the Chupacabras, 13, 14, 15, 16. Tetsamok, 17. Veraska, 18, 19. I mean, that's a lot of removal. There's lots of times where I just have a handful of removal and I'm not doing anything for a little while. And I can get by like that. I'm running 24. I think. Like, I'm off my list now. And now I have too many cards in the deck. 5 swamps, 3 mountains, 8, 5 forests, 13. 1 Dragon Skull Summit, 1 Rootbound Crag, 15. 3 Fall Orchards, 18. 4 Evolving Wilds, 22. Maybe I'm running 22. That seems ambitious. 5, 8, 13. $14, $15, $18, $22. I think I'm on 22. I mean, I don't know, man. I think you'll run into mana problems if you do that, Nomad. I don't know. I've been running the green-black deck a long time, and I really like the way Branchwalker and Jadelight Rangers fix mana. I mean, they kind of pseudo-draw cards, too. Like, Stomping a Ranging Raptor will draw you a card. Reckless Rage kills a lot of stuff. It kills your Chupacabra, kills your Branchwalkers, might kill your Jadelight Ranger. We just don't play that many dinos. Like, if you start doing that, then you start wanting to put in Ripjaw Raptor, and Ripjaw Raptor is not as good as 4 Chupacabras and 4 Phoenix. Okay, Maroon. Good luck to you.
How marvelous.
Seeker Squire. I like the acceleration. Like, turn 4 Angrath is a beast. Turn 5 Veraska is a beast. Like, the acceleration is important to me. And Drover and Captain Lannery Storm kind of help that. Journey to Eternity can get you there. Playing the Planeswalker on curve is kind of sad. In this deck, you really want to try to jam them a turn earlier than people expect. And just start taking over the game. I know, the other deck I was more open to suggestions, and I'm still open to suggestions, but I'm going to fight you guys on these a little harder. You're really going to have to prove your point if you're going to get me to replace any of these cards, because I really like the way this deck is sitting right now. Let's say I cut 2 lands. Now I'm at 22 lands. I'm at 62, so I'd still have to make 2 more cuts for the Dream deck. Felonious Hunger does good work. I feel like we'd have to cut a 6-drop. Vraska's so good, though. Like, I don't play 2 Vraskas just because I don't have her, but I bet you having 2 is great. No, there's no better dork than Drover. I mean, you could talk about Thunderherd migration, but once again, we don't really have the dinos. The thing, once again, is who was telling me about putting in the Ranging Raptors? Is that Nomad? Then I think you just almost just go black-green. And that's basically the black-green deck I have, you know? But this deck can definitely be better than the black-green deck. The Phoenixes are just a brutal clock. The lightning strikes are super nice. They've been doing a lot of work, and the planeswalkers are why, like, that's how you finish, and they finish. Angrath has not failed me once yet. Treasure map. Treasure map's interesting. Like, there's other things that give you a treasure, right? Most of them are blue. Sailor Means, Hornswoggle. Don't want to play like Wily Goblin for double red. Compass? This deck is aggressive. I'd rather play a Merfolk Branchwalker on turn 2 than a Compass. Get a chance to draw a land. Compass just taps you out. You got no board presence. Like, I'd be more partial to Gateway if we're going to do that, but I don't think I want to do that. Maybe something like Conqueror's Galleon would be alright. I don't know. Like, currently, it's been working really well. Except when you get mana screwed. Like, I wish Moment of Craving would somehow give you a treasure. That would be ideal. If it gave you -2, and gave you a treasure, that'd be great. Vance's Blasting Cannon gives you some card draw. It doesn't fix your land at all. I mean, you guys like it, like, if we just cut the Drovers, then we just have no acceleration. I would be more encouraged to put in more Lannery Storms if you cut the Drovers. Because Lannery can get the job done. But this seems like our curve is now pretty high in the 3-drops. 16. It's not terrible. I do like Vona's Hunger at the 3-drop slot for removal. I think it's the best we got. Perhaps Savage Stomp would be better. Yeah. Moment of Crazing gets Adanto's Vanguard. Direfleet Poisoner doesn't really. I mean, I like how you're trying to push for more creatures in there. Creature plus removal. I should probably try it. I got 3 Poisoners or something. What do you got? You got 4, right, Nomad? Like, if they just play Legion's Lieutenant, Direfleet Poisoner is only okay against that. Moment of Craving kills Mistbinder, kills Legion's Lieutenant, kills Otepec Huntsmaster, kills their Drover. Like, Direfleet Poisoner does not really kill their Huntsmaster. And that's one of the big problems with playing Poisoner. Nomad is hyped for that 4th Poisoner. Congratulations, man. I don't know. I think I should play more Lannery Storms. I think I should also be playing 3 Golden Demise, too. Like, sometimes Golden Demise killing your Branchwalker is nice. Like, today I had a Journey to Eternity on my Branchwalker. I wiped the entire board and flipped the Journey with a Golden Demise. So it's not terrible. Once again, this mana base is pretty restrictive, so Field of Ruins and Arch of Orazkas. I definitely wouldn't put Arch in. You can convince me of like 1 Field of Ruin. But that's probably about it. Like, those things would be more in the sideboard. Maybe. Journey does ramp. And all these explore creatures are great to put Journey on. Chupacabra is great. Phoenix is great. Like, I had Journey on the Phoenix the other day. They killed the Phoenix, I got the token, and I got the Phoenix back. So just in case the Phoenix died again, whatever turn the token could get it back again. So maybe it sacrifices itself no matter what. I mean, I know Eugenides would play another Journey here. And he does talk about it a lot for ramping, so maybe it's a good call. Because it does produce any color mana when it flips. So at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this creature. So I think you'd have to sacrifice it even if you didn't have a Phoenix in the graveyard. But it means they couldn't really kill Phoenix off that turn. Yes, it does. Freebooter. Freebooter's not deadly enough. I mean, I think these are all fine sideboard cards, but when we're talking best of one, like, decks just can't keep up with it. And then if you land a Planeswalker, then they're just up shit creek. Like, if you go Phoenix into Angrath, good night. Good night. They don't have enough removal to deal with that. Not at all. And sometimes you can have a 3-2 Branchwalker into a 4-3 Jadelight Ranger into a Phoenix into Angrath. That curve is brutal. And the Phoenix is just such a great win con against like Merfolk. Because then the race is just definitely on. And we got the 2 Golden Demises. The Explorer lets you scry. Double Explorer lets you double scry, basically, to find those Golden Demise if you find out you're playing a Merfolk deck. We have a ton of removal. I don't think people are playing. Like, Ninja, you have like, what, 8 removal cards in your Dino deck? We're at like 16. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like, Chupacabras are very nice against Merfolk and Vamps. You kill a creature and you have a 2-2 body that basically will probably trade for another creature. And I'm telling you, that +1 of Angrath is just brutal. You just keep +1ing them until they have no cards in hand and they're in top deck mode. And if you're in top deck mode and you have a Phoenix on board, there's no way they can kill your Phoenix. They need 2 cards. I guess they could draw Ixalan's Binding or Vraska's Contempt. But we also have like probably a 3-2 Branchwalker. And they're just done. Have you guys seen the animations for maybe no, man. I think it should be 3 Demise. I have 3 Demise, but I'm just trying to get away with only running 2. Because of all the other removal we have. Like, ideally, you play Gold Demise super fast and kill like their first 3 threats, and then you just have enough answers. But if you haven't seen Angrath, I've never seen the ultimate. But the +1, there's a little axe. And he throws it, and it like arcs and hits the opponent. I know like everyone's going to be complaining, oh, I hate animations. Well, whatever. I'm enjoying it because I'm telling you about it. But it goes around and hits him and then discard. And then when you do the -3, it gets like a harpoon. And like this red harpoon goes out and hits the creature and drags it over to your side. See, I think I already turned off the sound before I started playing Angrath. No, it doesn't. But once again, it can if you got the journey working. But I just think Angrath is a lot better than people think, and it's definitely the best mythic rare wildcard I've spent in a long time. I have absolutely 0 regrets about it. Like, initially I had this deck and it was just like 1 Angrath and 2 Phoenix. I was like, I need more red. So then I stuck in the Lightning Strike. And I really don't regret that. I've totally missed Lightning Strike. I didn't even realize how much I missed Lightning Strike till I had it back in my deck. I'm zapping all kinds of stuff. And you get to go face at the end? Ugh. Like, you don't really need it to go face because normally your Phoenix has enough evasion that it's basically getting the job done. I packed the Phoenix super early and then I used another mythic on one of them. But I think I have 2 mythics left. And I'm deciding between like another Phoenix or another Angrath. But I think that's where I'm going to go with them. I don't know, man. You guys got to play with this deck. I know you probably can't because of the economy, but this deck is good times and it's brutal. I mean, like, you guys know how good Vraska is, right? Like, that's just one of the good things in this deck is that you can play Vraska, destroy anything, get a treasure, and then just start making these pirates that block forever. Or eventually attack because they have menace. Path of Discovery. In the 4-drop slot, though, man, look at our 4-drop slot. This 4-drop slot is highly sought after. I have seen some like really cool things off Path of Discovery, but see, it's at that point, it doesn't matter too much. By then, you should already have 4 lands. You can play most of your stuff. Like, I'm thinking about it, unknown territory. That's true, Ninja. That's true. I don't know, I'm loving this deck. If you see me in Arena tonight or tomorrow, it's probably going to be playing this deck. I don't know, it matches up pretty well against everything. Like, pound for pound, each of these cards is about the best you can do at that CMC. Like, I think it's pretty hard to argue that you can find a better 4-drop. I mean, you could say Ripjaw Raptor, but Chupacabra just eats it and spits out its 2/2 body. Phoenix ignores it. Flies over and races. And Tetsamok is just good to throw it at any time. Like, playing Tetsamok counters is... I enjoy it a lot. Because I used to just always throw it out. The second I had an open black mana, I would just throw out a Tetsamok counter. But now I slow roll them more often. Like, if I have enough removal or their threats aren't that dangerous, even though I have open black mana, I'll sit on it. I won't put counters on. Just to get them to play a little bit more before they know what's coming. Treasure map sounds slow to me. I mean, the whole point of this deck is to have the sickest curve, right? How does treasure map fit in there? I mean... if you go 2, 3, 4, 5, you're pretty good. I mean, it's more like 2, 3, maybe some removal on 4, and then 5 and 6, but it's about the curve, and it's about the curve just being so strong. And that just discarding the card just dismantles their hand. Like, once you land Angrath, it's over. Unless they have a full grip. And then sometimes the Vraska's Contempt. Like, one game I played today, it was turn 5, and I felt I felt in my bones that they had a Vraska's Contempt. So I actually played Angrath before the Phoenix. And believe it or not, the Vraska's Contempt the Angrath, and then I was able to play the Phoenix, and the Phoenix took me home. Because in that case, I felt like the Phoenix was stronger and harder for them to kill, and only a Vraska's Contempt was going to screw it up. I'm loving it. I should do a McDonald's commercial for this deck. I mean, there's lots of things you could fill in, if you don't have these cards. Poisoner seems fine. Freebooter seems fine. Path of Discovery seems fine. Ripjaw is fine. Ranging Raptors are fine. More Brontodons are fine. More Planeswalkers are fine. Another Tetsamok or a Carnage Tyrant is fine. There's lots of ways you can kind of fill this deck out and still be pretty close to this deck. But my biggest problem is the one Rootbound Crag and the one Dragon Skull Summit I have. It's not good enough. It is good enough, but not consistently. I should probably be playing more tapped lands, but I don't want to slow down that much. But I think I play 3 Foul Orchards, but I should probably be playing Timber Gorges or Cinder Barrens or something too. Because turn 1 is off. Turn 1 I can play any tapped land, it never matters. Once again, we're trying to curve smooth, straight to 5. Or 6 if we're getting to pump. I got no problem skipping over Angrath to get straight to Vraska. Vraska is definitely better than Angrath. There's times when Angrath is better. Angrath is better against control. Because leaving a control player with no cards in hand is pretty much where you want to be. Even if you can't steal a creature. And the 2 life helps. Yeah, I mean, I play the Golgari version. It's definitely not as explosive as this. The Golgari version is grindier. Do you have Vraska, Ninja? I mean, the problem with playing the Golgari version is Phoenix and Angrath are some of your best win cons and most devastating effects. Yeah. Kind of need that top end. I mean, you could do a Carnage Tyrant Tetsamok top end or Ghalta. Ghalta's probably pretty good. I don't have a Ghalta. I would definitely try that if you didn't have some of this top end. Merfolk Branchwalker and a Jade Light Ranger is probably about 6 power. On average. But I've been loving the lightning strikes. I don't know. Jun Life, man. It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff right now. I'm super psyched for my 3rd Jade Light Ranger. That guy's getting some work. But there's been hands when I had 2 swamps and a mountain turn 3 with like a Branchwalker and a Jade Light Ranger in my hand, and that's sad face. You really kind of need to get lucky to get the forests first so that you can activate your explore creatures and then get the other colors when you're exploring. I mean, you could convince me to commune with dinos just for fixing. Definitely if you're playing more ranging raptors. But I think I'm going to try 4 drovers tonight and see how that works out. I'm going to take out the ranging raptors and put in the drovers. See if they're too weak or not. I mean, they're definitely terrible against the Enraged Forerunner of the Empire, Raging Swordtooth, blah, blah, blah. But then again, it's more important to have that acceleration at the beginning. If they get a Raging Swordtooth by turn 5, Hopefully you've already accelerated out of Phoenix or something. It will, and so will branch walkers. But that's what 2-drops do, right? They trade for 2-drops. I don't know. I'm more worried about them getting swept up than I am of them being like 1-for-1 with baffling ends or something. Because the person you're playing against doesn't really know that you're mana fixing. It's suicidal, almost. So if they see a 3-2 branch walker and a 1-1 drover, they might be more inclined to get the branch walker. If they're not, like, especially if they're control and they're worried about keeping their life total up. They don't know that you need the fixing. They don't know that you're trying to ramp into a turn 4 Angrath. I think I should try another journey. Maybe I'll spend a wild card on journey. I told Nomad I cracked my vault today. And I haven't spent a single one of them yet. Maybe I should spend one of those on journey. Eugenides loves that card. But he loves it more than just it being a good card. He loves the play in the card. Well, that's what I think Nomad was saying. You could play the Ranging Raptors and more Bronodons. But I think you run out of gas. When you're doing the Dino thing, you run out of gas. When you do Jade Light Rangers, you don't run out of gas nearly as much because the card draw is not to be underestimated. I don't know how many guys play with Jade Light Rangers, but we don't have card draw. I don't want to put in Argul's Bloodfast. I don't want to put in Azor's Gateway. So really only source of card draw are the explore creatures. And if you cut them, I think you're going to be cutting it pretty close. Yo, California. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some play in here, but I don't know, that little bit of card advantage can go a long way. Rune Raider. Now you're going for the gut, Ninja. You know I love Rune Raider. But boy, that is dangerous in this deck. It was much nicer in Pirates where I had just a couple 4-drops and mostly 2-drops. I don't know how often it's been into like a close damage race. Like there's plenty of times where they won't land a hit, you know. My removal is just too good and their threats are just don't match up very well. And in that case, Rune Raider seems fine. But there's lots of times where I'm not attacking. I feel like my long game is better, you know? So there's lots of times where I got a Branch Walker and a Jade Light Ranger just sitting there. I'm not going to attack just to trade them off. Also because I want to protect my life total. Shaper's Sanctuary? Yeah. I'd like that in the sideboard. I mean, if we're just talking best of one. I do like this card, and I play it in my Golgari deck. I think I even play 2 main decks still. I don't know, man. This deck is just so explosive. It's just like when you're curving, it just doesn't matter. They don't have enough. They can't keep up. Like, let's say they spend turns 2 and 3 killing your Merfolk, Branchwalker, and Jadelight Ranger. Then they're almost out of cards. They play the Ripjaw Raptor, and you just Chupacabra it and just keep pushing. I mean, Dinos has no draw at all, right? Nice one.
Oh boy.
Nice one, no man. There's still people out there who don't understand Baffling End. I think there's a lot of people who are still under the impression that Baffling End is like Reaver Ambush and kills any creature with power less than 3. Poor guy had my Chupacabra out, he slams Baffling End. And that's not the first time I've seen it happen. And I just chuckle. Chuckle to myself. Right? Because Phoenix takes 2 cards to kill. You know? Like, it's a little bit Value Town, but not as Value Town as the Green Black because it's just more explosive. Skin Shifter. Where's Bees when we need them? That guy used to have 20 Skin Shifters before the wipe. I always thought Skin Shifter would be good with Tillinolli Summoner, but it's not actually true. That combo doesn't work anymore. Because Skin Shifter, it can only copy a creature that's also attacking. Has to be an attacking creature. So yeah, it's super nice with the evasion. Too bad you can't copy Lannery Storm because she's legendary. Think so? It'll probably be a Dino card. All the ramp is for dinos. Thunderherd is for dinos. Drover's for dinos. Like, it feels like they just give the ramp to dinos. They give the Explorer to green and black, which is not quite ramp. I mean, you could try to go Wayward Swordtooth, but I bought one of those, and it's, yeah. I mean, you can reach Ascendancy here, but you don't always reach Ascendancy. I don't know. The green-black deck was grindy, and this deck is less grindy, and that's why I'm enjoying it more than the green-black deck right now. Because it's just such a beatdown. And I'm just loving the heck out of Angrath. Yeah, and mana reduction. You got the Kinjali's Collar, you got the Odapek, you got everything. I mean, I understand the developers want you to play big dinos because they think that's fun for people. And it is. If you've played your Zakamas, it's fun. Like a Razka Relic. Ugh. Pillar of Origins. Garbage. Like, if there was an aggressive Sailor of Means that was in these colors, you could sell me on that. Like, if it was a 2/3 that produced a treasure for 3, I'd probably be interested. If it was a 2-drop that produced a treasure and, like, even a 1/1 body might be worth it. Yeah, no, I don't want anything that's conditional on them dying. Dire Fleet, something or other. There's also the one where you get a treasure every time a creature dies. This is the Dire Fleet Hoarder. Dire Fleet Daredevil. Now that's an interesting card. I just don't have that. That's value. I don't know what that black card is. Like, I guess you could do, like, not arterial full. What's the one? Heartless Pillage? If you want to attack the hand a bit more. And that'll give you a treasure if you're raiding, right? Some people might say Dusk Legion Zealot. I see a lot of people running that in the green-black value decks. Yeah, I already talked about Wily Goblin. That doesn't seem like it's worth it. Pitiless Plunderer. 4-drop. You guys can't quite probably see the whole card. Whenever another creature you control dies, get a treasure. 1/4. Doesn't seem good enough. Tomb Robber? Tomb Robber? I don't know about Tomb Robber. Tomb Robber is kind of like Azor's Gateway. So he does get pumped, and he does have Menace. I don't know, man. I like this deck as is. I really do. But I would cut the Rip Jaws if I had 4 Phoenix. I'd cut both Rip Jaws and just play Phoenix.